All right, today we're jumping into a book that is, and I'm not exaggerating here, basically a user's manual for your brain. It's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And it's all about how to stop living on autopilot and start, actually designing the life you want. Welcome to Daily Book Insight. Seriously, if you've ever felt like you're just stuck in a loop, repeating the same patterns, the same day over and over again, and you're wondering, is real change actually possible? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to unpack the science and the exact steps to, believe it or not, literally become a new person. Okay, let this sink in because it's the foundation for everything. Dr. Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality. And what's your personality? It's just how you think, how you act, and how you feel. So that combination, it isn't just who you are. It's the blueprint, the actual engine that creates your entire life. So it's simple, right? If you want a different life, you got to create a different personality. So here's the game plan for how we're going to break this all down. First, the habit of you. Then we'll get into the science of change. After that, we'll see how the body becomes the mind. We'll look at meditation as the way to access the system. Then we'll get to the fun part, creating your new future. And we'll wrap it all up with a concept called From Nobody to Somebody. Let's get into it. All right, first up, the habit of you. And here's a question I want you to really think about. Are you actually living on autopilot? Are you the one creating your day? Or is your day just happening to you? I mean, think about it. You wake up, what's the first thing you do? Probably grab your phone, right? Check the same notifications. Then you get in the car, drive the same route to work, see the same people who push all the same emotional buttons, and you do the same tasks you could do in your sleep. Then you rush home just to get ready to do it all over again. So as Dr. Dispenza puts it, did your brain change at all today? For most of us, the honest answer is probably no. We're just firing and wiring the same old circuits, basically reinforcing who we've always been. And get this number is it's staggering. By the time you're about 35 years old, a whopping 95% of who you are is just a set of memorized behaviors, habits, and emotional reactions. It's basically an unconscious computer program. That means for 95% of your day, your body's running the show, not your conscious mind. Wild, right? So what keeps that program locked in place? Well, Dr. Dispenza points to what he calls the big three. First, your environment. All the people, places, and things in your life. They trigger you to think and feel in the exact same ways. Second, your body. It's literally memorized those feelings, to the point where it's addicted to them. And third, time. We're either constantly looking back at the past, or we're anticipating a future that looks, well, exactly like the past. We're essentially trapped by everything we already know. Okay, I know that might sound a little bit grim, but hang in there, because this is where things get really, really cool. Let's talk about the science of change. Because to break free, we have to kind of upgrade our whole understanding of reality, moving from the world we see to a world of pure, infinite possibility. So most of us live in what's called Newtonian reality. It's predictable, cause and effect. I drop a ball, it falls. But science shows us that on the tiniest subatomic level, there's a totally different set of rules. That's the quantum reality. It's not about solid things, it's about pure potential, pure energy. The best analogy is a radio. All the stations are playing at once, but you only hear the one you tune your dial to. In the quantum world, every possibility for your life already exists, and you just have to learn how to tune in. And this brings us to one of the craziest, most mind-bending ideas in physics, the observer effect. Here's the deal. In experiments, scientists found the particles exist as a wave of pure possibility until someone looks at them. The very act of observing collapses that wave of energy into a physical thing, a particle. Now, think about what that means for us. It means your focused attention, your subjective mind, has a direct, measurable effect on the world. Where you put your attention is where you put your energy. You can literally collapse possibility into reality. And this isn't just some far-out theory. Mainstream science totally backs this up. Two huge concepts prove it. First, neuroplasticity. This just means your brain isn't fixed. You can literally build new roads, new neural pathways, just by thinking in new ways. And second, epigenetics. This tells us you are not doomed by your genes. Your thoughts and feelings actually send signals that can turn certain genes on or off. You're not just a victim of your biology, you're in the driver's seat. Okay. So if we've got all this amazing power, why is it so darn hard to change? That's what this next part is all about. The body becomes the mind. We're going to look at the sneaky feedback loop that keeps us stuck, and it's an addiction most of us don't even realize we have.
So check out this cycle. It's happening to us all day long. It starts with a thought. Let's say you think about a stressful meeting at work. Immediately, your brain releases chemicals that make you feel stressed. So now, you are feeling the way you were just thinking. Your body, now fluttered with these stress chemicals, sends a signal back to your brain saying, hey, keep it coming, I'm stressed. And your brain responds by generating more stressful thoughts. Before you know it, you're thinking the way you feel, and the body has basically hijacked the mind. It's become conditioned to that chemical state.
And that's why Dr. Dispenza says this. The greatest habit you and I will ever break isn't something small like biting our nails. It's the habit of being ourselves. It's breaking that addiction to the familiar, comfortable feelings of our old identity, whether that's guilt or anxiety or insecurity. Getting free from those emotional addictions, that is the key to everything.
So how do we break the cycle? This brings us to the master tool, meditation. And I want you to think of this differently. This isn't just about chanting or being spiritual. Think of meditation as the way you access the subconscious, the operating system, where all those old programs and habits are running, so you can finally go in and rewrite the code. You know, the original Tibetan definition of meditation is simply to become familiar with. That's all it is. It's the process of sitting down and becoming so familiar, so conscious of the thoughts and feelings of your old self that they can't run you on autopilot anymore. When you can just watch your anger without being the anger, you've pulled the plug. You're no longer the program, you're the consciousness observing it, and that's where your power lies. So how does meditation actually do this on a biological level? Well, right now, as you're listening and thinking, your brain is in a high-frequency state called beta. It's the analytical mind. But the moment you close your eyes and focus inward, your brainwaves naturally slow down into alpha, and then even deeper into theta. These slower brainwave states are the doorway to the subconscious. You're essentially quieting the noisy conscious mind so you can get past the gatekeeper and access the programming you want to change.
And the results can be, well, honestly, they can be mind-blowing. Dr. Dispenza tells this incredible story about a young man named Jose who had 10 big warts on his hand. One night, he did a meditation where he just focused his awareness beyond his body into pure space. He went from being a contracted somebody to an expanded nobody. The next morning, he woke up, and all 10 warts were just gone. By changing his internal state of being, his physical reality changed with it.
Okay, so this is where we move from deconstructing the old self to actively building the new one. This is creating your new future. It's not enough just to stop being the old you. You have to start rehearsing and becoming the new you. This piano player study is one of my favorites, and it proves a crucial point. They took 3 groups. One physically practiced the piano exercise. A second group only mentally rehearsed playing it in their minds. The third group did nothing. The results? The group that just thought about playing the piano grew almost the exact same number of new brain circuits as the people who actually touched the keys. Here's the takeaway. Your brain does not know the difference between a real-life experience and one you vividly imagine.
And that one fact completely flips how we think about creating our lives. See, the old model is, I have to think about something, then do something to finally be something. We wait for success to feel successful. We wait for a relationship to feel love. That's letting the outside world control our inside world. The new model, the quantum model, is the exact opposite. Be, then do, then think. You have to become the person you want to be first. You teach your body what abundance feels like now. When you change your state of being, your actions and thoughts just naturally fall into line, and you draw the event to you.
And here's a perfect real-life example. Dr. Dispenza's daughter decided she wanted to spend her summer in Italy. She got super clear on her intention, what city she'd visit, what the work would be like, but instead of stressing about how to make it happen, every single day she just mentally rehearsed it. She felt the Italian sun on her skin, she tasted the food, she felt the gratitude of already being there, she became the person who had that experience. And then, out of nowhere, a professor offered her an opportunity that matched every single detail of her vision. The experience found her because she was already an energetic match to it.
This brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, and it's maybe the deepest concept of all. Section 6, from nobody to somebody. This is about the ultimate act of surrender that's needed for real creation. So what does this mean? You cannot enter the quantum field as a somebody. Well, our somebodyness is our identity. It's defined by our body, our environment, our past, our problems, our name. It's a limited package. To tap into the quantum field, that place of all possibilities, you can't bring that limited identity with you. You have to enter as a nobody, as pure awareness, pure consciousness, undefined by anything. When you can forget about yourself, you become selfless, and that's when you're truly powerful. So, at the end of the day, it really all boils down to this one question. Are you willing to believe in a future that you can't see or touch yet? Are you willing to fall so in love with that vision that you rehearse it every single day until your brain and body literally change before the event even happens? That's the real work. It's about losing your old mind to create a new one.
The incredible thing is, the power to do all of this is already inside you. It's just waiting for you to use it. Hey, if this insight sparked something for you, please do us a huge favor and like, subscribe, and maybe share this with anyone you know who's ready to stop being their old self and start upgrading their life. Thanks so much for tuning in.